I would say good night, but it's literally 8 a.m. So good morning. I'm gonna go to bed now. Hello everybody. It's currently February 13th at 2:45 p.m. and this is important because today I'm gonna be attempting the 24-hour reading challenge. I know, ever since I first started watching YouTube videos, booktube videos, I was obsessed with this idea of doing the 24-hour reading challenge. And it's not that I have a problem staying up late at night or doing an all-nighter. I can do those. I don't know if I could pay attention to reading for 24 hours straight. So I'm finally gonna try it. It's been years. I wanted to do this for so long. Since it is February 13th, I thought it'd be fun if we did a little Valentine's Day 24-hour reading challenge and read a whole bunch of romance books. I probably won't be doing the 24 hours straight because sleep is kind of important. I'm probably gonna do the timer method, I think. Some people will split it up to 12 hours per day, or they just stop the timer or the stopwatch. Why is it called the timer method if you use the stopwatch? You stop the stopwatch when you're not reading. So I'd probably do that to sleep. I'm gonna try to get as far as I can today though. I don't sound very excited, but I am very excited, I swear. I have a couple of books to choose from. I picked out 4 physical books, and then I also have my Kindle, and there's tons of options on Kindle Unlimited. So the 4 books I have, the first one is Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. I swear this is so popular right now. I know her, actually the new book, the last Magnolia Parks book, comes out today, and it's called Into the Dark. So what is this cover? What happened? The previous cover is beautiful, gorgeous. Then we get this. Sorry. The next book I have is Flawless by Elsie Silver. This is a cowboy romance, and same goes for this cover. I really liked the previous covers better, and now we have this, but whatever. I genuinely don't know very much about this, just that it's cowboy romance. And then I have Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. I've had this book for so long and I just haven't read it yet. And so many people have loved it, so I genuinely don't even know if this is a young adult or an adult romance book. So I guess we'll find out. And then the last physical book I have on this I guess a TBR for this 24-hour reading challenge is Lola and the Boy Next Door, which is a reread. It's by Stephanie Perkins. It's a second book in the Anna and the French Kiss series, but they could be standalones. There's just minor spoilers about other characters in the books. I really, really love Anna and the French Kiss. I read it when I was younger, and it has always been one of my favorite young adult romance books. So obviously, I'm really excited to continue on in the series, even though I've already read the whole series. I think this one is my least favorite out of the 3, but I still really like it. So I have that, and then I also have my Kindle, and there's a ton of books I could choose from there. I read the fine print for another video, the starting new series video, which I'll put a little picture of so you can find it. The second book, Terms and Conditions, is on Kindle Unlimited, so I can read that. And then a few really popular romance authors wrote a ton of novellas and put it together in I think it's called Improbable Meet Cutes or Impossible Meet Cutes. It's also on Kindle Unlimited. Let me look. Yeah, so the Improbable Meet Cute collection has quite a few books from really popular authors, and they're all one of 6. There's 6 in there. They're all small, novellas. So I could totally, if I'm kind of getting to a place where I don't want to read a long book or I'm losing attention, I could probably read one of those, and it's kind of a quick motivational thing, a quick read, which then in turn gives me motivation to keep reading. So that's kind of my game plan, I guess, is where I'm going with that. I don't really know where to start. I think, I definitely want to start with one of these 3. Well, they say you should start with the most complicated book. My romances aren't really that complicated, so, well, I shouldn't say that. There are some that are complicated, but in general, they're a lot easier to read. I don't know really what one to start with. This cover is so pretty. I might just read this first because of the cover. I'm absolutely in love with this cover. Oh, this is told in 2 different timelines. This is cute. So there's an adult timeline, but a young adult timeline. Okay, I think I think I'm gonna start with Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. First, I'm gonna eat those. So I'm hoping to start at 3 o'clock. It's 2:52 right now. I'm gonna try to start at 3, but I don't know. It depends on how long it takes to eat. But I'll start with this one and I will show you guys me starting my little stopwatch timer thing. I'm 1 hour in, so first hour update, I guess. I've gotten 89 pages into Love and Other Words. And basically, this book is about, well, it's in 2 different timelines, okay? So Macy, who in the current timeline is engaged to be married to a man who is much older than her, like 12 years older than her. And she works as like a pediatric surgeon, nurse, physician, like critical care pediatrician. So she deals with like babies who are like really sick, which is really sad. So in the current timeline, she's dealing with that and she runs into her old childhood friend, more than a friend, Elliot, who she met when she was 13 years old. And so the past timeline is about how they met and like how their relationship grew. In the present timeline, Elliot like wants to have a relationship with Macy, but Macy's kind of holding herself back because of something that happened in their past, which caused them to stop talking for like 11 years. I don't know how I'm feeling. Like, I like it. Like, obviously I'm getting through it really quickly, but like I don't know if I've connected to any of the characters yet. But I will say Macy and Elliot love, in the past timeline, they read together in her closet that her dad converted into a library. I wish. That was like my whole childhood dream of having my own library. So it's really cute. They both love to read and like it's adorable. I just thought I'd give you a little 1 hour update, a little quick update. I'm gonna get back to reading though. Hours in. Technically it's more though because I took like a mini break to go get a snack and then I started reading again and realized I forgot to start the timer, so I don't really know how far I got without the timer on, but it was like at least 20 minutes. But yeah. So we're 3 hours and a little bit more, but I'm just gonna say 3 because I'm gonna forget the time anyways. So 3 hours in and I am 269 pages in to Love and Other Words. I know earlier I was like, oh, I don't really know like how much I like it. I don't know if I am in love with Elliot and Macy's relationship in the past timeline. I just love how like open they are with each other and there's no barriers between them. And I just think that's like so sweet to see how it develops from a friendship to a relationship. I'm really liking it. I also I like the present timeline. I think for me, the cheating trope is always like something that aggravates me. So I was really worried when we found out Macy is literally engaged and then she runs into Elliot. I was worried that like cheating trope was gonna come up. I don't wanna like give spoilers. It just isn't bugging me as much as I thought it would because it doesn't really, like they're not cheating, I guess. You should definitely read this book if you haven't yet because it's so good. I do wish, since they are such big readers, that we would have gotten more about like the books they've read and just like quotes from those books to each other, but we definitely do. By the way, if you haven't read Bridge to Terabithia, maybe don't read this because it has a spoiler in there for that. But yeah, I wish we had more like book and literature stuff in there, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I have about 130-ish pages left. I'm gonna keep reading. I just finished Love in Other Words. I loved it. I loved the ending. I didn't cry, but I teared up. And I love that there wasn't like a third act breakup because the breakup was in the past timeline. So you already know it's gonna happen. So you don't feel like frustrated when it happens. It was so cute. I don't know what I'm gonna rate it yet. I'm gonna have to think on that and get back to you guys. I'll tell you what my rating is at the end of the video when I do like a wrap up. I'm 4 hours and 21 minutes in. I have to pick another book to read, but I don't really know what to read. I am gonna take like a mini break and journal about this though, because I wanna like actually remember the books that I've read that I'm gonna be reading in these 24 hours, and I feel like if I read them back to back, they're all gonna merge. So I'm definitely gonna journal about this before I read the next book. So I'll pause the timer and do that. I'm gonna go journal, and then while I'm doing that, I'll try to think of what book I want to read next. I am 6 hours and 7 minutes in, so I'm a quarter of the way through. Yay. It's past midnight, and I started this at 3:30, so I'm 3.5 hours behind my intended schedule, but that's okay, because I had to eat dinner and journal, and I think the journal page came out really cute. I am 77 pages into Magnolia Parks. This is about, obviously, Magnolia Parks and her ex-boyfriend, but like situationship, BJ Valentine, I think is how you pronounce his last name. But they're like both very rich socialites from England. A lot of this book is name dropping of like famous people and famous brands and yada. So they're very rich, and it is very evident. It's kind of like Gossip Girl. I don't know. I mean, I'm like enjoying it. It's kind of funny sometimes, but like it's weird. Like the characters are so weird. It's hard to like them. They're obviously not great people. Like they do bad things, I guess. It's a little bit of a slower read just because like, I don't think you, like, can you see how tiny the words are on each page? So I'm definitely getting through it a little bit slower than I did Love in Other Words. The narration, by the way, is still POV, told from Magnolia and BJ's perspective. And I'm kind of like, I love the way they address the reader as if we know who they are, because they're so like, they're rich socialites and they're in all these popular like gossip magazines. So we should know who they are as readers. I just think it's so funny. Just thought I'd give you a little update. I've got 18 hours left. Is that for real? I'll update you guys when I get a little bit further in. 4 in the morning and I'm 9 hours in. I don't know if you can see. Is it on that side? 4 in the morning. Yeah. 9 hours, 4 minutes in. I'm exhausted, kinda. So I'm gonna get ready for bed. But I made it 247 pages into Magnolia Parks. This is literally like watching a reality TV show. I like the characters, but I also don't like the characters. They make bad decisions. They're obviously like very rich and they know it. It's just so frustrating what the characters are doing to each other. And it's like not fair to the other characters who are like, they're dragging them into this BS situation, and it's not fair to everyone else. But obviously, like, that's the whole point of the book. I was right. It's like no plot, all vibes. That's that. I'm gonna get ready for bed now, and then I might try to find something to read on the Kindle and get more hours in. But I'm also kind of really tired, so I don't know if I'm actually gonna be able to read at all. We'll find out. So it is 6 o'clock p.m. on February 14th. So technically, I did not do the actual like 24 hours because that would have ended at 3:30 today. Also, just to add on to that, I woke up this morning and my stupid timer reset. So it was at 9 hours last night, and then I read for an hour this morning. Thank you Apple for doing that to me. That was really wonderful and lovely. So yeah, wearing red for Valentine's Day. I tried to dress like kind of Valentine's-y yesterday too. I don't know if it turned out very well. I have 10 hours now, which means I have 14 hours left. So I'm probably not gonna finish that today, obviously. But if anything, I have to have it done by tomorrow because I have classwork due and stuff. I read for an hour this morning. I've got about 130-ish pages left of Magnolia Parks. I'm running out of sunlight, and I made a critical error and did not bring the little reading light that I have. 14 hours left, so we'll try to get as much done as possible. I am at 12 hours and 11 minutes, and I just finished Magnolia Parks. In no way, shape, or form am I condoning the actions of the characters in this book. Like, this is not what a relationship should look like. But oh my gosh, the drama. Is it bad to say that I was like living for the drama? Like, I was eating it up. I'm definitely gonna go pick up like Daisy Hates as soon as possible because her character seemed really badass when she was mentioned in the book. So I'm interested to see what her story is like. It was crazy. That end caught me off guard so bad. I'm gonna journal this real quick, and then I need to charge my camera because it's literally about to die, and then I'll pick another book and I'll tell you guys, well, I'll show you guys what I pick. So I am 14 hours and 13 minutes in. So I had to do the math in my head. This book is about Rhett, who is a bull rider, but he's kind of getting on like the older side. It's really rough on his body to be doing that kind of thing. And he just got himself in a lot of PR trouble. Summer has to basically watch over him until the World Championships to make sure that he doesn't get into any more trouble with the press. Summer, who happens to be the daughter of Rhett's like PR agent, basically. So it's a little bit of an age gap romance. There's like, I think they're like 7 years apart. I really like the vibes on this one, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. They're out in the country. This takes place in like Canada, by the way, Alberta, Canada, which I don't know why I wasn't expecting that. I love how patient she is with Rhett. Like, he's definitely very grumpy. It's kind of Grumpy Sunshine, but she's like not the kind of sunshine that's just like overly optimistic. Like she's optimistic, but she can joke with him and be witty. I don't know, I really like their banter. I think it's cute. I'm definitely really enjoying reading this one though. I'm gonna keep reading and I'll update you guys when I have more to talk about. But yeah, this one's just so cute. I'm really liking it. Just finished Flawless. I loved it. I don't really have anything else to say other than I loved it. If you've ever seen the movie The Longest Ride, it kind of reminds me of that. And not just because they're both bull riders. You know, it's probably because both the main characters are bull riders. I really want to read the rest of the books in the series so badly right now. And they're on Kindle Unlimited, so I might. Anywho, that being said, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. I haven't slept yet. I don't know if I look as tired as I feel. And I have practically 9 hours on the timer today, which means we're up to 18 hours, which means we're so close to being done. We have 6 hours left. So that means we're like 75% of the way through, right? But I'm definitely gonna go to sleep now because I'm exhausted. I would say goodnight, but it's literally 8 a.m. So good morning. I'm gonna go to bed now. It's not morning, but so I guess good afternoon. It's 3:36 and I have 6 hours and 5 minutes left on this 24-hour reading challenge. So I'm hoping to get it done today. If I sound tired, it's because I am. But the next book I'm going to start, I don't know how fast I'll get through this one, but I'm going to start Lola and the Boy Next Door. Mostly because I just want to get through the TBR that I set out for this challenge. I feel like that'd be really satisfying and this is the only book left. Literally my plan is just to sit here for the next 6 hours and get through this book. Also, I tried to do a Valentine's outfit again. I just don't own very much pink, so you get a pink bow instead. I'm gonna get started on this and I'll give you updates. I think 19 and a half basically, because it says 10 hours 21 9. Yeah, 19 and a half. I'm not good at math, can you tell? I am 87 pages into Lola and the Boy Next Door. It's about Lola and her her like situationship with the boy next door named Cricket. Her and Cricket used to be really good friends, like kind of childhood friends, and obviously like she was in love with him, of course. And then they kind of had a falling out and he moved away for a little bit, but he suddenly pops back up and she's like a junior in high school, but he just started his first year in college because he graduated early. I don't really know how to explain this other than like it's literally about Lola and the boy next door, Cricket. Lola's so, like, she's so fun. She wears, like, costumes every day, basically. I tabbed this. She says, "I don't believe in fashion. I believe in costume. Life is too short to be the same person every day." Like, how cool is that? She has, like, no concerns about what other people think of her. And, like, honestly, that's pretty cool. This is a young adult romance, by the way. I don't know. I love doing rereads because it feels like I'm just, like, getting wrapped up in a warm hug. Like, just by someone I'm familiar with. Like, I'm comfortable with these characters already. I know them. I know what's gonna happen, so I don't feel anxious or nervous. These books became the blueprint to what I thought relationships should look like, you know? I don't know if that's necessarily a good or bad thing, but it's true. So I'm just gonna keep trucking through. I think I'm gonna be able to finish this in 4.5 hours though. I'm gonna keep reading. Just thought I'd give you guys a mini update. So I am 13 plus 9, 22 hours. I have 2 hours left and I have like 70-ish pages left of Lola and the Boy Next Door. I have a lot of tabs in here because some of these like quotes or some of the things that happen in here just like remind me of when I was reading this when I was younger, and it just feels so nostalgic. I love it. Just pushing through 2 more hours. It feels like not a lot, but a lot at the same time, because by then it'll be like 10 o'clock at night. I know I'm gonna finish this in the next 2 hours, so I don't really know what I'm gonna read after that. I think I'm actually gonna read one of the like the novellas that I was talking about earlier, like the Impossible Meet Cute novellas. I don't know if I'll give another update because I have only 2 hours left, but I'll record it. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna get back to reading now. I did it. I did the 24 hours. Was it 24 hours in a row? No. Was it 24 hours in 2 days? Also no. But was it 24 hours? Yes, it was. And I learned a lot, I think. I have a very short attention span. That's the first thing I learned. At the end of by the end of it, like last night when I finished and the 24 hours was up, I still wanted to keep reading. So if anything, I feel like it just like jump-started this like need to read, I guess. This is a really bad intro to the wrap-up, but I'm wrapping it up and giving you guys some of my thoughts and my ratings on the books I read. So I started with Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. I think I'm gonna rate this one just like 4 stars probably. I really enjoyed it. It just didn't give me that 5-star feel. Maybe like 4.5 stars because it was really good. And I really liked the multiple timelines in it, especially like the past timeline. I thought that the relationship between Elliot and Macy grew so beautifully, and like I just loved that they were candid with each other about not only their feelings but just kind of growing up. I really connected with those past timelines, but the present one I just had a hard time with, I guess, especially because I think the ending for me, like Elliot was built up into such a great and patient character, and then he does something in the end that I'm like, it seemed out of pocket. Like it just didn't seem like something he would do, which may not be the same for everyone. And I know a lot of people really, really love this book, and I'm not saying I don't love it. I just don't love it enough to give it 5 stars. I would highly recommend this as a romance read. That's the first book, and then I moved to Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings, and this was quite the experience. I don't think I've ever read a book like this. There was no plot. It was just straight up the vibes of being a rich socialite in England. That's literally it. I couldn't connect to the characters, but I'm not supposed to, you know? They're at a level that I will never reach, you know? But I enjoyed it. Like I was holding on for dear life at the end because I just was so wrapped up in the drama and I needed to know how it ended. And that ending got me. Like I was not expecting the end at all, which is like kind of like hilarious because most romance books, you know what the end is gonna be like. This, I was flabbergasted to say the least. I'm gonna give this one like probably 4 stars as well, maybe 4.5. I like that we got the dual pony views, even though BJ was a little annoying sometimes. It's just crazy. It's a crazy experience reading this. The next book I read was Flawless by Elsie Silver. I loved this one. I think this might get a 5 stars from me. Rhett is a man-child, okay? The main male character, the MMC. Man-child. But they're so cute. I don't know, I think it was just like the atmosphere and the vibes of bull riding and being out in the country and small town, and I don't know what it is about that, but it will always get me. It will always get me, and I absolutely loved it. What can I say? Maybe deep in my heart, like, I'm a cowboy girly, okay? Probably not. I could never live out on a ranch, but the idea of it, just the idea of it is so, it gets me. I don't know, it was just so fun. I loved it. I had a couple days to think about all of these books, but they were all really good, but I just think I liked this one the best, to be honest. And then I read Lola and the Boy Next Door by Stephanie Perkins. This is the second book in the Anne and the French Kiss series. I think I already mentioned that. This was also a reread for me, so I didn't have a lot of like new experiences, I guess. Did I love this book just as much? Yes. It's not a 5-star for me just because I think this is like my least favorite out of the whole series. Just because I can't, like, I have a hard time connecting with Lola, I think, throughout this book. I love Cricket, the main male character in this book. He is adorable. And I love the way that Stephanie Perkins can use the setting in her book to, like, it's a great romance. And then you have that setting where the book takes place, like the first one takes place in France, in Paris. And it adds so much. This book obviously takes place in San Francisco. There's the Golden Gate Bridge on the cover. It just adds to the book, and I don't know, I never think about the setting of a book, but in these ones I can't help but be like, wow. It's always so like nostalgic reading one of these books. This trilogy and To All the Boys I Loved Before, and then the Summer I Turned Pretty trilogy, those 3 trilogies for me are, I will always reread it. Like, you could catch me reading one of those books every year. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why. I just love them. And then the last book I read, which wasn't really a book, it was a novella. I read it on my Kindle, was The Exception to the Rule, which was a novella by Christina Lauren as well. And it's part of the Improbable Meet Cute series, which all centers around like meet cutes on Valentine's Day. So that was the first book in that series. They're all like 100-ish pages. Timing worked out perfectly. I finished that book and it was right when my 24 hours were up, so pretty cool if you ask me. But that one was, it was about these 2 students who both go to the same school, who one accidentally emails the other on Valentine's Day, and the other person responds like, oh, wrong email, but happy Valentine's Day. And then it becomes a yearly tradition to email every year on Valentine's Day. And it was just so cute and so quick. I don't have enough time to really connect with the characters, so I can't say I love them, but I really enjoyed their story. Like, I thought they were adorable, and definitely, like, I would definitely recommend that if you have Kindle Unlimited to read that one, because it was just super cute and short and fun, and it was like pushed me to want to read more. I think ending off on that, something short and easy, was like, oh, I could keep doing this, you know, I could keep reading. So I would definitely recommend it. Those are all the books I read for this 24-hour reading challenge. Let me know if you guys have read any of these books. Let me know what you guys thought. Let me know if you guys want to see this again, but actually do it for 24 hours straight, like the OG way, or maybe next time I'll try to do 12 hours each day. I really enjoyed this. It was nice to just have a couple days to just sit and read and not have to worry about anything else. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye!